Reality TV Court is now in session as we kick off Season 3 of MTV's The Challenge All-Stars. I'm Sweet Rose, licensed attorney and reality TV superfan. In this video, I'll tell you why I feel that Yes has already called his own credibility into question, and why I think that Wes is actually one of the most credible players in the game so far. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel to stay notified of our upcoming videos. So first, we'll see Wes win the first daily challenge in episode 1, and Yes comes in second place.
Check.
All right, good job. You got it.
Wes got it! Woo!
Well. What do you know? Wes has come out and won the very first challenge.
And in his interview, Yes says, I'm most happy with being second place because the first place position just carries too much responsibility.
Check.
That's correct. Good job.
First place has way too much responsibility, so I am most happy when I get second place.
But then in episode 2, after Yes wins the second daily challenge, he says, I'm back on top of the game and this is the way it's supposed to be. So he is calling into question his earlier statements where he suggested strongly that he was just purposefully trying not to win the first place position. And in hindsight, when we see his interview in episode 2, it seems like he was just saying that because he hadn't won the first daily.
I am back on top of the game, baby. I'm riding my horse, and me and the horse get along really well, and this is the way it's supposed to be.
And then going back to episode 1, after Wes wins the first daily challenge and Yes comes in second, look at Yes's body language. He's congratulating Wes, saying like, oh, set the pace, good job, man. But then like he's repeatedly sending evil eye glares Wes's way. It seems very clear to the audience that his words are not meeting up with his body language.
Nice job, dude. Set the pace.
Yeah, good job, man. Yes coming in second is not all that surprising, but I can see him staring at me with unadulterated jealousy. He's building a chip on his shoulder that is perfectly shaped like my abs.
Comment below and tell me how you think that Yes feels about first versus second place. This next clip is from the moment where I personally stopped putting stock into the statements that Yes makes because I just don't buy it. So this clip is from the deliberation after the first daily challenge where Wes, Yes, MJ, Veronica, Sylvia, and Kellyanne are deliberating about who to put into the elimination against Cyrus and Cynthia. MJ starts out by suggesting that perhaps they make a move and put someone really strong into the elimination like Jordan, because MJ says, I wouldn't want to run a final against Jordan. But then Yes says, oh, no, I disagree with that strategy because I would only want the best players to be here in the final. Just watch MJ's face. His face just says it all.
Do we want to send somebody in like a Jordan? I would never want to run a final against that guy, ever.
I disagree with you about you say, oh, I don't want to run with strong people in the final. I feel the opposite. I want to run with the best.
Okay, with girls.
Comment below and tell me if you think that Yes really wants the best players to be there in the final. I think that this statement was a misstep on Yes's part. He could have just said something very logical and very believable, such as, hey guys, it's too early in the game for us to take a shot at Jordan. That would be a big move at this point. We don't want to really ruffle any feathers. Let's just play it safe. He doesn't need to make this big proclamation about how he only wants really good players there at the end. It's just not believable, and I think it really calls into question how authentic and genuine he's being. If you're coming to these games, you're coming to try to win. And your best chances of winning are if you're not going up against the strongest of players like a Jordan in the final. While it sounds good, to say something like that, that's when I just started to really lose faith in the authenticity of what Yes is putting out there. The next major area where I feel Yes calls his own credibility into question is when he reveals in episode 2's deliberation that Jemmye is his number one. As we know, Jemmye has never been one to shy away from a certain degree of drama or controversy. For example, on Dirty 30, she was accused of having, quote, backstabbed Jenna. On the first challenge in Dirty 30, Jenna had saved Jemmye from having to go home, and TJ said to Jemmye, you know you owe her, and Jemmye had said, yeah, I know I do. But then later on in the game, Jemmye sent Jenna into elimination against one of Jenna's good friends. And Jemmye was like, nope, I don't owe anybody anything. And also in other of Jemmye's interviews on Dirty 30, Jemmye kind of pokes fun at herself in a playful and entertaining way, saying like, guess who's left to do the dirty work of the girls here? So she was kind of just poking fun at herself, playfully saying like, I'm here to play dirty. I don't always play the cleanest of games. And that's relevant because, Yes is saying Jemmye's my number one. I'm on board with Jemmye. But then he goes on this rant when Brad says that he wants to save Wes.
Jemmye is the homie. She was a great competitor and All Stars 1 with me. For me.
Do you have anyone?
Yeah, I would like to throw Wes a break.
First of all, it should not be a surprise to Yes or anyone else there that Brad wants to save Wes. We have known for years that Brad and Wes are friends. Tori Hall, former challenger and Brad's ex-wife, has said on a podcast that Wes was in Brad and her wedding. So obviously they're friends. The Wes-Brad friendship was also referenced as far back as the Ruins. So after Kahada sent Wes home on the Ruins, Wes left a note for Kellyanne, who he was dating at the time. And Wes told Kellyanne in that letter, supposedly, to stay, be strong, and win with Brad. This is not a surprise, but for whatever reason, this sets Yes off, and he goes on this rant.
Wes showed his cards early in the game. He really enjoyed the sabotage. He loves the dirtiness of the game. Here's an opportunity to take our little second to last Wes and feed him to LT.
People that enjoy cheating or enjoy sabotaging Wes are fucking open game to me.
My impression is that Yes's statements about Wes are based on some misconceptions that Yes has about Wes. Wes understands that the cast is there to make an entertaining television show. He comes in with a certain television persona that is incredibly funny and entertaining to watch.
Everyone in the house is obviously incredibly scared of me. They're worried that I'm gonna make them look dumb. They're worried I'm gonna run circles around them. And I don't blame them for any of that. The plan is the same plan every day that I wake up, which is to win, to get first place, and to just use it to make everyone in the house squirm.
Like his castmates who have known him for years, who know him both on and off the show, I think they all have fun kind of jokingly playing into that TV persona. For example, the show shows this montage where different cast members are saying generalized statements like, Wes is known not to be very trustworthy, or he's scammy like a used car salesman.
I have such a complicated relationship with Wes.
Good old Wes, Rumpelstiltskin, here we go again.
He is known not to be trustworthy.
The wicked Wes of the West.
He's basically a used car salesman. Scammy, scammy, scammy.
If you notice, nobody is naming any specific example of Wes not being trustworthy, or Wes backstabbing someone, or Wes being deceptive. Wes is pretty transparent and upfront. If Wes is going to gun for someone or throw them in, he will just tell them to his face. When his cast members are kind of playfully talking about his TV persona, they are speaking in hyperbole. They're using general, non-specific, big statements, and nobody is calling out any specific examples. This is reality TV court, and in my humble opinion, the only thing that Wes is guilty of this season is coming in with incredibly funny one-liners, doing very entertaining interviews, and being consistent in his television persona. You may or may not like his television persona, but it is consistent. He is unapologetically Wes. That is why I feel that Wes is one of the most credible players on this season of All-Stars. And why I feel that Yes has very much called his own credibility into question. I hope you like this video. Do me a favor and like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so that you can stay updated of all of our upcoming videos.